Now, there's a difference between believing and trusting. Remember, I used this illustration last week. You can show me a rope bridge stretched across the Grand Canyon and tell me the engineer who did it and say it's perfectly safe, but we want you to be the first one to walk across it. I would believe you that this guy built it, and I would believe that he was probably an expert in doing it, but I would not trust him at all, nor would I want to walk across that bridge. We do that with God. We believe in God. So blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. We can put our trust in the Lord, but whose trust is the Lord. Not salted a little bit with Jesus, not put in a little bit of trust in God, but our trust is the Lord. Our trust is found in nothing and no one else. What does that person look like? Remember, the results are extremely different. And I believe it has everything to do with the source. We trust in something to give us something. Relief, prosperity, joy, happiness, whatever it may be. And what we do is we tap into it. Like a plant's roots will go down into something. I was pulling this weed out of my landscaping bed, and I was shocked at how deep that the roots went. And then the next year, in that same landscaping bed, I planted a tree years ago that the sun is so harsh on this one side of my house, it just destroyed that tree. So when I pulled it out, I saw this root, and it's called a taproot, that goes all the way down into the soil, over, you know where it's going? Over by my water spigot, where my hose is connected. It knew where the source of water, it knew where the source of nutrients was, and it sent its roots out towards the source of life. Well, let me tell you something. When you trust in yourself, you can try to scatter out all these little roots that's in unfertile ground, in the parched places, in the salt land. That's what he's trying to give us a picture of, and you're easily plucked out or blown away. And there's no nutrients there. Therefore we die. But blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord. Why? He is like a tree planted by water that sends out. Look at that. It sends out. He's going out. He is affecting out. He's reaching out its roots by the stream. It runs and goes to God. The source of life, the source of hope, the source of relief. The source is God. And does not fear, look at that word next, when heat comes. Not if heat comes, it's going to come. And it does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green. That's the fruit of that tree, is a leaf. And with that, its leaves remain green. Its fruit is beautiful. It's bearing. It's evident. And it is not anxious in the year of drought. Not if drought comes, but when it comes, it's not anxious. So fear and anxiety is the counterexample to what the tree looks like that is planted by the water. It's not going to fear. It's not going to have anxiety like the one who is cursed, who puts its trust in man and trust in flesh. But the one whose trust is the Lord and in the Lord will not fear when the heat comes, and it will not be anxious in the year of drought. Why? Because its source is the Lord. Now, I've never been in a desert with no water, but I have been on really long bike rides where I need water. And so when you go out for a day's ride, you have a couple of water bottles in your cages, these little holders on your bike. And when you run out, you just stop at a gas station or you find a place with water. And trust me, if you're way far out and you don't have water, you're not going to make it. You need to replenish on these long bike rides. And I know what it's like to be in the middle of nowhere and there is no water to be found and you need it. I know the fear, like I've got a quarter of a bottle left and I have no idea where I'm at and I have no idea where water's going to come from. And I start to freak out a little bit. I don't want to bonk. I don't want to crash. I don't want to stop. I don't want to lose the nutrients that I need. I don't want to lose the source. And so I have no source of water. I have no source of help. I have no source of relief. And I become anxious because my leaves are starting to droop. My body's starting to give out. And what I have in me in water is pouring out on the handlebars of my bike in sweat. Anxiety and fear come when there's no source. And we know, truly, we must be reminded today, if you don't know, that when we trust in ourselves, when we trust in others, it'll always fail us. And there's something intuitive in us that knows that. Or if it isn't, we know that there's something wrong, and we suffer, and we're joyless, and we're dead. And with this, the call is for us to put our roots out by the stream, the source of life, God. Now, I want to take a moment, and I didn't read the last part of that, and I want you to see something. It sends out its roots by the stream. It doesn't fear when heat comes. Its leaves remain green, and it's not anxious in the year of drought, for it does not cease to bear fruit. I want you to see that for what it's saying. The anxiety comes and the fear comes when we cease to bear fruit. So the way that it is written in the language and the way this has been translated for us is for us to understand what it's saying. The tree planted by the water does not get anxious and is not fearful when the suffering and the effects of life come upon it, because it sees the fruit in its life. Its leaves remain green, and it doesn't cease to bear the fruit that the tree does.